pas plus d'ailleurs que Ursula von der Leyen.
I don't like this submarine or tunnel way of describing negotiation, just like Ursula von der Leyen doesn't like. When we get into intense negotiations, it's at the end of the negotiations, and we've done that already once or twice with the British on the withdrawal agreement, but provided that on all the subjects we can clearly see the light at the end of the tunnel, that there is the chance of an agreement, and then we can work on fine-tuning that. Now, on the 3 subjects, we're not there yet. I hope that we will be next week. There are discussions. There is goodwill, in particular on the fundamental question for us of the level playing field. So, in other words, the fair play rules that we want so that we can open up our market without tariffs or quotas for all British goods. We need to have that, and the heads of state or government who have spoken have reiterated that. So I hope that next week we will be in a position to trigger the final stage of the negotiations, but we're working intensely, and we will be as of Monday with our teams in London. On fisheries, what I noted in listening to the heads of state or government who took the floor is that there is real unity and solidarity. It's been there right the way through, all 27, with the 11 countries impacted, affected in the area of fisheries, and particularly 8 of those countries who heavily depend on the quotas that were granted to them in the British waters. Already back in July, I said there was openness to discuss. I haven't really seen a reciprocal openness. We know that we're going to have to make an effort, and that effort has to be a reasonable one that preserves the fishing activities, the fishing businesses of the European Union. And the UK needs to understand that. That means that it has to be something sustainable with this agreement, something lasting, with access to the waters that is stable and reciprocal. The UK also have significant fishing activities in the waters that will be European waters after Brexit, and there has to be a fair distribution of quotas. We're not there yet. I could maybe be a little bit more specific. If I could maybe put in parallel what we're asking for from the British for access to the British waters, for the fisheries industry, for fishermen and fisherwomen who carry out one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, and where they are also guaranteeing European food security. What this represents in terms of value for our fishing industry compared with, for instance, what the UK are asking when they ask for free open access to our markets, our different sectors for their businesses. If you look, for instance, at electricity, electrical interconnectivity, we're talking about significant sums of money at stake in terms of providing access, and you set that off against the value of the fisheries industry. So opening up the British waters to our fishing fleet in a reciprocal fashion, and at the same time look in parallel at important sectors for the British in terms of access to our single market. I think we have to make sure that we treat in identical fashion, with the same respect, the same openness, the British companies on our internal market as the European fishing fleet in British waters.
More question.